what's up? It's Ashley, and for today's video, I'm going to be telling a story time about how I wrecked my rental car. And of course, my first time ruining a car would be in a freaking rental car. Because listen. I have always been a good driver. I've never gotten a ticket, and I have never been in any sort of wreck in a car until this moment of me renting this stupid rental car. I don't know, for some reason with this car, I was just having such bad luck. I also have a little clip of the damage on the car, but I will put that in later on in the video, so you guys will just have to wait to see that. So the majority of you that follow me on social media know that I went to California for a week. So before I went to California, I was online searching rental cars that I can rent, because the majority of the rental car places, you have to be 25 to rent a car, but I'm only 19, and I was like, you know what, I'm not going to be in California and not be able to drive around and see my friends and do whatever I want. I went online and searched up rental cars that 19-year-olds can rent, and luckily I was able to find a place that was able to rent me a car with me being so young. So when I landed in California, I went to pick up my rental car and all was good. I was driving great, no accidents, blah blah blah. But things started to get kind of bad when I decided to go hang out with my friends Italia and Gonzo one night. This wasn't when the accident happened, but this was a little incident with the car where, let's just say it was kind of awkward and embarrassing. I went to go drive to see my friends, but they live in a gated community. So, you know how there is the security guard on this side, and then they have two spots where the guests can drive through and check in, and then where the owners can drive through. The security guard tells me I have to park in the guest parking spot and wait for them to come and get me. So after a while of waiting, my friends finally come and they're like, oh, follow me. I was backing out of that parking spot, and I didn't see that thing that goes up and down that lets people in and out of the gated community. So, you know what I'm talking about? That thing that goes up and then you can go through, but if it goes down, you can't drive, because obviously there's a freaking post right there and you should see that and you can't go. And I back all the way into that thing, and I didn't know until I heard it hit the car, and I kind of just slammed on the brakes like, oh my god, like this is not going to happen. I am not going to ruin this rental car. This is my first time hitting something with a car, and I'm just like, oh my god. Pretty sure it was broken. The security guard was looking at me like, what the fuck did you just do? Like, it's... So yeah, he was just looking at me really weird, so I didn't stop. I got nervous and I just sped off. I met up with my friends and I was like, when we exit, we are not taking that same exit with that security guard, because he's probably gonna give me some shit and I'm way too nervous and I don't want to deal with that, and I'm sorry. That was my first little incident with the rental car. When I hit that post, there was a little bit of scratches on the back of the car, but you know, it wasn't that bad. It wasn't that noticeable, so I wasn't freaking out that bad. So that was only the small incident, you know, no problem, no big deal. But for the big incident, it's kind of a big deal because the car was obviously wrecked. That night after hitting that post, Italia and Gonzo and I went to drive to Hollywood to stay at Gonzo's apartment there for a few days. And his parking structure was down below. He has two parking spots, one in front of the other, and I pulled all the way up to the first parking spot. All was good, we had a fun weekend in Hollywood, but one day me and my friend Italia wanted to go on a hike to the Hollywood sign. I'm in the driver's seat, Italia's in the passenger seat, and Gonzo's in the back seat. And as soon as we get in the car, I'm like, hey Gonzo, play that one song by Meek Mill for show. I want to feel myself, like I really like that song, it gets me going. He starts to play the song. You know how I told you how I parked in that parking spot where the first parking is there and the other one's right behind it, so it's kind of narrow. Backing out of this parking spot, I'm looking over my shoulder and I start to turn the steering wheel really hard to turn out of this parking spot, and all of a sudden you just hear this loud noise, and I'm like, oh my god. Of course I didn't see a big ass concrete post on the left side of the car while I was backing out of it. All of my friends just went like and we're all just thinking like, oh my god, Ashley, you are the biggest fucking idiot. This is the second time they witnessed me hitting something in this rental car. So I start to freak out, but not too bad. So I'm like, okay, maybe it's just a few scratches on the left side of the car. I start to pull forward in the parking spot, and I'm hearing this screeching noise on the cement, and this is when I start to freak out because the whole front bumper is off of the car. Of course it would be. Alright, I tell my friend Italia to get out and pick up the bumper, but the thing is, half of the bumper was off and on the floor, but the other half was still connected on this side, you know? So she's picking up the bumper so I can try to pull it back into the parking spot. And then I park, and then this is when we all get out of the car. This is when my friend Gonzo started to record, and you can see the damage of the car.
Oh! Wait, Ashley, wait, what happened right now?
Oh my god, the rental people, they're gonna hate me. This is why they don't let 19-year-olds rent cars. Like, I don't want to look like an idiot when I return the car. The whole bumper is just off dragging. I did not want to drive around with this bumper off of this car. So me and my friends were just like trying so hard to put the front bumper back on, and then it wouldn't go on. I was like, oh my god, like I'm freaking out. And Gonzo's like, just take off the whole bumper and just leave it here. You know, I'm like, no, that is not gonna happen. I will get this bumper back on the freaking car, okay? So finally, I was able to get the bumper back on the car. Yeah, there was a lot of scratches on this side of the car because I hit a freaking huge concrete post, and even the concrete post had little chunks of the cement out of it. After we were able to get the bumper back on the car, I was able to just laugh about it the whole day. Actually, no, I was laughing about this for like a full week straight. Wasn't freaking out too much because I got insurance on the rental car. When the day comes for me to return my rental car, I am starting to freak out just a little bit because I'm like, oh my gosh, they are going to judge me so hard because there's scratches in the back of the car, there's a lot of scratches in the front of the car, the bumper is not on completely. As I was driving, the bumper was hitting the tire, so I'm driving and it's making like this really loud noise as I pull up. I'm like, oh my gosh, like, I'm just not ready for this big lecture they're going to give me. As I get out of the car, there's a woman there waiting for me to check in, and she's like, what happened to the car? And I'm like, see, the thing is, I hit a wall. But she was totally cool about it. She didn't make me feel bad whatsoever for ruining their car. If anything, she made me feel like it was okay that I ruined it. Well, maybe it's because she only made me feel okay because I had insurance on the car. Alright everybody, that is it for today's video. If you liked it, please give it a big thumbs up and subscribe. I love you guys so much. Bye. Show some more, need that ass on the man. Make it clap, 'cause we got cash on the menu.